Ooh.
So Tony Khan, there he's shooting. He's hinting about potentially more surprises. We know Gargano and Kyle O'Reilly have already left. We know that Kevin Owens potentially at the end of January, his contract situation is up. There's a bunch of people that could be going to AEW that would make sense, and Tony Khan is doing what he does best, hinting, dropping hints, and getting us excited to watch week to week. Trevor, what do you think about his comments, and who do you think it could be?
It's so many people. Like it really is so many people. A whole promotion just closed, so it's really so many people that could be there. But yeah, I mean, Tony likes to stir the pot. He does, which is part of the reason I love Tony Khan. Like he always shoots from the hip, and he always stirs the pot a little
And he
bit.
always gets that direct
And,
deposit in on time.
exactly, which is why I bought this shit anyway. But no, so I think if I'm Tony Khan at this point, and it seems like he does enjoy his tag team wrestling, I'm bringing in the Briscoes.
Oh,
I,
that's happening. They did that thing with
I,
FTR. That's happening.
I'm grabbing the Briscoes, and I would do it, on Winter's Coming. I would do it on Winter's Coming, or I'd
Oh
do it
well,
next
well,
week.
yeah, they're on their way because they literally will talk about it more detail. But them and FTR had a brawl at Final
That's
Battle.
right.
That's
They
happening.
sure did. They definitely did. You're right. I forgot about that. Yeah. Um, I mean, and I'm almost positive. Well, again, I won't spoil that because we're about to talk about some stuff. But
Come on, you know who's on his way. You know we all know who's on his. Kyle O'Reilly's on his way to AEW. It's happening.
oh,
That's
of
just
course, Kyle. Kyle O'Reilly's coming, my man. He's coming. I
you
love
know
Kyle
it's
O'Reilly.
all about the boo doo doo
Yeah,
doo. Like yeah, it's
he's
gonna be
another
great.
one. I mean, he's definitely another one. Kyle O'Reilly and AEW is gonna be amazing because they're gonna give him the ball and let him run with it. They definitely are, and I can't wait for it.
Absolutely. And the other question that I kind of so the other question that comes to mind when we talk about signings is Tony Khan's hinting at these signings. Tony Khan's hinting at people are winter is coming and people are coming too. But is the roster, you think, at this point, if they add like the Briscoes, if they add potentially, Garganos of the world, the definitely the Kyle O'Reilly's on his way, and Owens maybe. At what point do you say maybe the roster's a little too bloated? Like what's the line? I think is what people are trying to find out because there's so much talent out there, and you can't take literally everybody, right?
Right, right. You know what? At this point, I mean, to be fair, if you really want to be honest, like most people would say the roster is too full now. I mean, you have a lot of talent on that roster, a whole lot of talent. You just added Hook. I mean, you have Adam Cole that you've added on. It's a bunch of people that you have put on this roster, and like a lot of fans are like, oh, it's too bloated now. But Tony Khan, the genius he is, he set up that forbidden door the way he set it up to have these talents. I mean, yes, they might be signed with AEW, but he also giving these talents free range to go to New Japan, to go to places like Dragon Gate, AAA, like Impact. And it makes sense. It's smart because that way the roster doesn't always seem too bloated, too saturated with too much talent because they're off doing other things at any given time. So it makes sense. Like if you were to add this more talent, like for instance, we all know Danhausen is probably, once he healed, on his way to AEW. And like, if you know anything
He
about
met Pepsi
Danhausen's
Man, by
schedule,
the way. He met Pepsi
yeah,
Man.
you did. I saw
It was the
that.
greatest crossover in the history of the world. Pepsi Man and Danhausen.
But the way Danhausen's schedule works, and if anyone that knows anything about Danhausen knows that he has a very rigorous indie schedule, like him and Quinn McKay and a couple others, just to name a
Me,
few.
just a very vigorous schedule.
But yeah, like he's always performing, like always. Like he'll do a show for RH like this Tuesday and then be in another place like Thursday night. Like that's how he does it. And like honestly, if that is still set up that way with with the indie wrestlers, I mean, yes, it can be saturated because you probably won't see these particular wrestlers, hot wrestlers on Dynamite or Rampage every week, but it makes sense that way. So you can have more talent on the roster, and it won't look as saturated. It won't look as unnecessary to have these top talents.
Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.